Good morning, everybody. Here we go for some stretching fun. Go ahead and sit down. Sit up to the front of your seat. So your feet are going to be right underneath your knees. Your knees are going to be coming out straight from your hips. We're going to do the same thing that we've been doing, 15 minutes seated stretching, 15 minutes balancing and strength, and then we're going to do 15 minutes on the mat. And today I'm going to use a strap and a tennis ball to kind of show you how you can do a little bit of extra stretching, and then if you have any tight areas, how to use a tennis ball to help with that. And if you are doing something like working from home, spending a lot of time on the computer, this 15 minutes just at the beginning is great for a little stretch during the day for your neck and your back and pretty much everything. So you can always come back and just do that first 15 minutes. But let's go, just like we always do. Let's start from the top. Sit up nice and tall. So I want you to pull your shoulders back, squeeze your glutes, make your spine as long as you can. And now relax a little bit so that you're not really tight, but I want you to have 360 degrees pulling in your stomach and your back muscles, nice and supported. And now I'm just going to rest my hands on my legs, and I'm going to drop my ear to my shoulder. I'm going to let it hang out there for a few seconds. Come back up and over to the other side. Come back up. Let's do this a few more times. And you may find that one side is a lot tighter than the other side. We are prone to carry a bag on just one arm. And I still am in the bad habit. It's hard to let these habits go, but of cradling my iPhone between my shoulder and my ear, which it doesn't work, but I still try to do it. And I always do it on the right side. So when I go over and take my head to the left side, it's much tighter on this side. And now look over your shoulder, just stretching that neck out. Come back and look this way. And over here. And this way. And now I'm going to turn to the side so I can show you this stretch. So I'm going to put my fingers on my chin. I'm not really pushing with my fingers, but just to demonstrate, I'm going to take my chin and push it back so that lengthens out the back of my neck and back forward. And this is really good because people do tend to get into this turtle position of looking at their phones or down like this, and this pushes the spine back into an exaggerated shape, and then you let it go and you're back to neutral. And again. And this is one that you can do in your car with the car seat. You can kind of take your head and just push into that car seat and stretch your neck back. Now from here, let's drop our head. I'm going to stay to the side so you can see it. Drop your head like this. I'm going to put a hand here to gently press and open those neck vertebrae. And I feel it going down my shoulder, and you can tell where all the tight muscles are. And back up and stretch again. And back up and down. And now let's do that but with our head to the side. So just pull gently. See if you can get it to stretch a tiny bit further. Back up. And now gentle stretch this way. Now let's do some neck rolls. I'm going to look right, roll my head down, look into my lap, roll up and forward to the left. Reaching that head and forward. And one more. Now let's look up and back down. Up and back down. Take your shoulders up and bring them back. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. And down, roll them. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, let's work on our wrists. So pull your fingers back. And then down. Back up. And down. Up and down. Here we go. Pull, down, up and down, up and down. Now hold underneath your tricep and let's take this elbow out 10 times just to stretch it out. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The other side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Back to the wrists. So you're going to pick your wrists up. I'm on my tiptoes just so I can show you. But I want you to bring them up and down like you're knocking, just stretching at the top of the wrist. Now flip your hand over and go this way. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, open your hands up really wide. And then just let them close gently. Open them up really wide. Let them close gently. Open them up really wide again and let them close gently. Let's do some shoulder rotations. So I just sat to the side so that you can see what I'm doing. Sit up nice and tall. We're going to go to the back 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to come to this side. We'll go to the back first. So first sit up nice and tall, and here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 to the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, from here, let's shrug up our shoulders. So bring them up into your ears and gently lower them down. Bring them up, gently lower them down. Bring them up and gently lower them down. Let's work on rotating our spine a little bit. So put your left hand on your right knee, bring your right hand back to the chair, and twist and look over your shoulder. And then come the other way, twist and look over your shoulder. One more time on each side. Twisting that spine and then twisting the spine this way. All right, let's stretch our legs out. So I'm going to hold underneath my right thigh and bring that thigh up to my chest as high as I can. Pull, 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 pull. And when you do that, you also will feel a stretch in your low back because your hamstring, everything is attached. And it's going to pull and pull your shoulders back. Now lower your leg a little bit and extend. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now bring that heel, pushing it, and pull your toes to you. 2, 3, 4, 5. And some ankle rotations. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bend that leg in again, sit up nice and tall, and replace that leg. Now let's go to the other side. So we're going to pull this leg in, extend the leg, sit up nice and tall. Let's do 5 extensions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now 5 pumps of your ankles, so you're pushing and pulling your toes. 3, 4, 5, and then 5 rotations. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's work on strengthening our legs. So we're going to take the right leg and extend it. So we're pressing our knees, knee to knee. Sit up nice and tall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring this leg down, and now let's extend the left leg, and we're pressing our knees together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come back to the right leg. Let's go for 10 this time. Sit up nice and tall. Extend your leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Go to the opposite leg. Sit up nice and tall. Extend your leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, let's try for 15. So sit up nice and tall. Press your legs together, extend your leg. I just have my hands out of the way. You can put your hands here, it doesn't really matter. And extend. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Great job. All right, let's do the other leg. So squeeze nice and tall. Get yourself nice and tall. Extend this leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, come back to center. Let's take our arms down. So you just need to bring your bottom close to the front of the chair. Big stretch up and arms down. Let's do this a few more times. Just stretching out. Now sit back a little bit so that your bottom is secure on the seat. Arms up and stretch. And and stretch. And stretch. And stretch. Good. Float your arms down. Let them linger here. Let's get these arms nice and strong. Just hold them out in this T position. Take a big breath. And float them down. Great. Okay, hands are nowhere near your legs and they're not on the armchairs. We're going to use our leg strength to have us stand up. So just lean your upper body forward and stand up. Okay, come to the side. Let's go to balancing and strength. So first, let's balance. Take your left leg, standing on your right leg. The chair's there if you need it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Great job. Okay, put this one down. Let's go ahead and go to the other side. So pick this leg up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Great. Let's get a little strength. So all you're doing when you get out of the chair without using your hands is a squat. So we're going to do 10 squats, shoulders, hips, and feet in alignment. Your feet are actually a little bit wider than your shoulders. I want you to stick out your bottom and just sit down into a chair for 1, 2. You don't have to go down as low as I am. 3. But keep your chest lifted up. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Now a little bit more of the balancing. So we're going to go on the left side. So standing on your right leg, let's put our legs into a V shape. So our toes are right underneath our hips. We're going to leave this right leg alone. We're going to extend the left leg out. Good. Hold it there. Find your balance. And now tap it down 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. To the side. So find that V again, and we're just going to sweep the foot out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And turn. So sit up nice and tall. Extend this leg straight as it can be. And we're going to lift it up just a little bit 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's do 10 squats before we go over to the other side. So I'm going to put my hands here just out of the way, and down we go. 1, chest up, eyes up. 2, pull your stomach in. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, great. I'm going to go over to the other side. Now I'm standing on my left leg. I find that V position. Extend this foot out, and we're going to do lifts. So find your balance first, and now 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. To the side. 1, 2, the chair's there if you need it. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Turn, we're gonna go to the back. So up nice and tall. You have the chair if you need it. Extend your leg nice and straight. It's just a little bit of a lift. You're gonna feel it right here. 1, woo, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Great. Now from here, let's go ahead and do 10 more squats. So here we go. 1, 2, take your time. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Great, and that gives you 30 squats for the day. So if you can aim for doing 30 squats a day, I think that's great. I'm gonna show you another kind of squat, so we'll get to 40 today. So take your feet out in a nice big plie position, and our hands are just gonna be here, and we're gonna bend our knees out over our toes. So it's 1, nice and slow. 2, keep your chest up. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, let's work on some calf raises. So you've got your chair here for balance if you need it. My feet are together, and I'm just gonna come up onto my toes. Lift up, lift up, lift up, and down. Up, down. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold, 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 hold. Squeeze, 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 and go down. All right, now let's do the ones. Our feet are in that V position. I'm gonna come out a little bit so I don't hit the chair. I want you to bend your knees, come up onto your toes, straighten up nice and tall, and then sink your heels. Bend your knees, lift onto your toes, straighten up, and down you go. One more of this way, and then we'll go the opposite way. Bend your knees, up onto your toes, raise up and down. Now we're going to come up onto our toes, bend our knees, drop our heels, and straighten up. Up into our toes, bend your knees, drop your heels, and then I want you to straighten your legs. One last time. Oh, I was going to go wrong. Lift up onto your toes, bend your knees, drop your heels, and straighten up. Great. All right. From here, let's go ahead, and I'm going to turn this chair around, and we'll go down to the floor and do some stretching. Okay. And I am hot, so I'm going to take this jacket off, and I've got a little bit of tendonitis, so I'm taped up. I've got a tennis ball and a strap, and I'm going to roll my mat out. And I've got a pillow. Everybody's head and neck is a little bit different. So like I was telling you when we were doing the seated portion, if you have slightly a forward jutting head, the way that your neck is shaped, you may be more comfortable with a pillow, so use that. And we're gonna use lunges to get down. So here we go. You're gonna take a step, and you're on the toes of the other foot, lower your knee down. Great. Now take your other leg to match. Perfect. Now we're just going to turn and sit down. Nice. And now lengthen your legs out. And I want you to hold behind your thighs and stretch your back out as you roll slowly down, vertebra by vertebra. Don't plunk down. And then find the pillow underneath your head. And bring your feet up a little bit closer so that you're in, you have your knees up. And I'm going to take my hands out of the way so you can see. I want you to roll your back down so that all parts of your back are touching the mat. We're going to do 10 tiny hip lifts. So you lift your hips just the littlest bit, squeeze your bottom. Can you see how my bottom's a little bit lifted? I can get my hand underneath it. And then slowly roll down. And back up. And slowly roll down. Let your shoulders be open. Roll up. And 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. And 10. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Pull your stomach in. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And roll down slowly. Okay, I'm going to take my shoes off. Oh. Put my sock back on. And you can leave your shoes on or you can take them off. But I wanted to show you some slides that's going to help with your stomach, and it might be a little bit hard to do with your tennis shoes on. So your legs are bent up like this, and I want you to pull your spine down just like we've had it. And I want you to extend your right leg. You could feel your stomach and feel your abdominals working to pull that leg back in. Let's do 10 times on this leg. 2. 3. And this exercise really helps you locate your core muscles. 5 more. Try to let your neck and your shoulders be loose. It's right here in your leg muscles that are doing the exercise. 9. 1 more. 10. Now let's switch. So we're going to push out, pull back in. You may want to slip your fingers underneath your back to make sure that you're not arching your back as you do this. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8, 9, 10. All right, I'm going to show you guys the tennis ball. This is one of my favorite things if I have a tight muscle. And what you do is you find where the tight muscle is and you just slip the tennis ball underneath it and you rest on it until that muscle just sort of melts and opens up. If you take blood thinners, this may cause you to bruise, so just know that. But I'm going to take this one, and I've had a little bit of tightness here, and you just find the place that has a little achiness and just lean on it. If you can go for about 20 seconds, and I would say start with a tennis ball, and then if you want something that's harder, that's going to go in more, you can use a lacrosse ball. And the lacrosse balls are really, really hard. And then come back out. You can kind of move the tennis ball around in that area and just lay on the tennis ball until you feel the muscles starting to kind of give way. But this is something I do at night when I have the TV on. I'll just lie on the floor and do a little bit of stretching and use tennis balls or lacrosse balls for anywhere that I've gotten tight during the day. And I highly recommend it. It doesn't take very much time. So here's a little place in my low back. I'm lifting my hips up like we did in the hip rolls. And you could just kind of find it and lay on it. And the tennis ball gives more than the lacrosse ball. So you can just push your weight into it. And it kind of feels like, you know, if you were to get somebody to dig their thumb into a tight muscle. And then on to the other side. And then I also like to use the tennis ball to keep my feet flexible. So I'll just roll the tennis ball through my instep. And it also is working your abdominals like we were just talking about with the slides. It also works with your proprioception, knowing where your body is in space. So I can't see the tennis ball, I can only feel it with my foot, and trying to not lose the tennis ball, and then rolling through every part of my foot with that tennis ball. And again, it kind of feels like if somebody were taking their thumb and pressing it into the bottom of your foot. But this is something that you might want to try, especially if you have some neuropathy. Neuropathy is nerve pain. And a lot of times massage will help with neuropathy because the muscles are tight around the nerve, kind of choking it off even a little bit more. So something like this, rolling your foot on a tennis ball, may help. It's certainly not going to hurt. And roll. And don't be discouraged if you lose the tennis ball or kick it out. This is not my first time rolling the tennis ball with my feet. Try to open your toes up and get to your toes that way. And roll. And roll. And now I'm going to show you how I use the strap to stretch out my legs. So you don't have to have a yoga strap. You could just use a towel. And a lot of times we do the stretching here in class. We'll kind of hold here and see where we can pull the leg. And then I'll ask you sometimes to reach as high as you can. But I can't keep my head on the ground when I'm pulling like this. And I can't really pull it in any further to me. So I'm going to use the strap. And the first thing I'm going to do is I've got it just on the ball of my foot. I'm going to work on, and you can keep the bottom leg bent up if that's easier for you, or you can straighten it out. But I want you to just pull on the ball of your foot and let your leg relax and let that heel drive towards the ceiling. And you're going to feel a big stretch in your hamstrings. And let's just hold this for about 20 seconds. And now bend your leg in and relax it. And take it back up. Take the strap down a little bit. And now pull your leg into you. See if it'll come a little bit further. And again, just relax it. You can take your hands and hug that knee into you. And I'm going to go ahead and do the opposite side. So just on the ball of the foot. Okay, so how I got tendinitis is very stupid. When Dallas hosted the Super Bowl and we had that ice, I had to drive to Dallas. And I locked my arms the whole way, holding onto the steering wheel, and gave myself tendinitis. And it occasionally flares up. So I've got myself taped up, and that will help, and then it'll just take a little bit to go away. So same thing, we're driving our heel up towards the ceiling, stretching out the back of the leg. And then bring your leg in, nice hug. And now slip this down a little bit and pull your leg into you. And if you want more of a stretch, straighten this bottom leg. So let's hold it. Now, I particularly like this strap. It's called a stretch out strap. I just got it from Amazon, but it has loops for you to hold your hands. And I'm going to go ahead and stick my foot inside of this loop because I'm going to let my leg fall over. So I have this lower leg stretched out. I'm going to take my arm out. I'm not going to go the opposite direction because I think that the chairs are too close. And I just want you to let your leg come across. And you're really going to feel this in your hips and your thigh. Great, and I'm going to bring it up and stretch. All right, let's do another balancing exercise. We haven't done this one for a minute. So take your knees into your chest and just give yourself a nice big hug. And then go ahead and use the momentum and rock yourself up. Perfect. See if you can balance on your bottom. And feet down. We're going to turn over. Sometimes this is called bird dog, but get on your hands and your knees. So I'm going to take my hands so that they're underneath my shoulders, straight back, and then I'm going to extend one of my legs back. And try to keep your hips level so you're not bending like this and opening your hip. It'll be easier when I show you on the other side. And so take your leg out and it's straight. It's not up like this. We want it to be straight down so that your hips are still making that rectangle that we talk about, the shoulder to shoulder, hip to hip. Good. Now from here, reach an arm out. So you're just on 3 right now. Then take this arm out. All right, now this is the bird dog. So you're gonna extend your leg and then raise your arm and work on your balance and your strength right here. And back in. Let's go to the other leg and arm. And let's do it 2 more times on each side. So reach. Down and reach. And I'm looking at the mat to keep my neck in alignment. And down. 2 more. Reach. And reach. All right, let's turn and sit on the floor. And let's just work on sitting crisscross. So, sit up nice and tall and just see about sitting on the floor. I'm gonna hold right here at my ankles and kind of pull and stretch my back out, lift my chest up, and go back to the beginning when we were doing the neck exercises and do a little bit more of that down here. So, shoulder and ear. Shoulder stays down, ear comes over, back up, ear to shoulder, and now look over your shoulder, and some neck rolls. And reverse. Now let's work on twisting our spine here. So I'm going to take my left hand and I'm going to put it back behind me on the mat. Take my right hand on my knee and twist and look over my shoulder. And come back this way and twist and look over my shoulder. Good. And now we're going to do the mermaid. So I'm going to sit. Now my knees are beside each other on the mat. I'm going to take this hand and reach it out long. Stretch that spine. Bring it up and hold right here at the ankle and stretch it over this way. 2 more. Stretch and hold. And back this way. And great. Now I'm going to flip around. Now I'm thinking out that we only did 2 of those. That's okay. Okay, so reach. And back up and over you go. So we're in January 2021. I hope that a lot of you are getting your immunizations. And then getting your second immunization. And reach. Great. And from here, go ahead and come back onto your knees. Stand up nice and tall. And you're going to take 1 foot here, no hands. So curl your toes on the bottom one and stand up. And we're done for the day. Okay, thanks a lot for showing up. I'll see you guys next week. Keep stretching. Use your strap, use your tennis balls, and use all those stretches in the chair just to keep yourself open and limber. All right, thanks a lot. Bye, you guys.